Good morning, we're live. And someone posted just a second ago, and what happened was I was trying to take something else out and accidentally deleted your post. I think it was Christina, I'm not sure. But anyway, hopefully you'll post again. Please excuse my accident, and we can come on, move on from there. Good morning, Deanna. How are you this morning? And Linda from New York. Hello, my friend. It's good to see you. We are going to have a lot of fun today, and I don't know if it's a sign if I started this or if the weatherman just decided to do his own thing. But this morning we're going to cover the spin effect snowflakes, and it's snowing out. We had almost all of our snow gone and beautiful weather, and now we're getting some snow back, but it's okay. We know it won't stay, right? It goes quickly. Kendra's here from Ohio. Good morning, Kendra. And Debbie is here from Arizona, Glendale, Arizona. And Carl is here from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. You guys are so faithful. You're just here all the time. Gosh, he's not awake. The time difference has gotten her. Okay. Christina, hi from a sunny 47 degrees North Carolina. So good to see you. I think it was you I accidentally deleted, and I apologize. Well, Polly's here from Cresco, Iowa. Good morning, Polly. Nice to see you. Oh, snow in Oregon is to start again soon, Deanna says. It is something, isn't it? So let's go ahead and get started this morning with our snowflakes. And the first thing I've got here is a 16 point reference lines, okay? 16 reference lines. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. I always want to stick that point in there, but it really doesn't need to be. And what I'm going to show you is I'm just going to kind of briefly pick it up here and pull it over. And I'm going to show you, look at this. Isn't this awesome? This is a pillow that I did quite a while ago for for Christmas, just for Christmas time, just to have around. And it's done with metallic thread, and everything worked really, really well on it. And I use it each year, and then I put it away and then bring it back out. A little bit of free motion quilting in there, and some snowflakes on there. The snowflakes are a lot of fun. They really, really are. So let's go ahead. I'm going to get myself realigned here. And yeah, you're seeing my table at its worst, I'm afraid. There we go. It is a mess. But you know what? Creative minds, they say, are messy minds. So I guess I'll accept that. There we go. Want to make sure you guys can see it well. Go ahead and stick my little rubber band in here so it stays put. Whether it will or not is beyond me, but there we go. Okay, let's see where else we are. Um, Linda's here this morning. Linda Day, good morning. And Jan, snow won't last this time of year. Jan, you're absolutely right. That's why I don't mind it. Di's here. Good morning, Di from Southern California. Cool and cloudy. Maybe have some rain later. Better rain than snow. Susie says, good morning from San Antonio, Texas. And Rita's here all the way from Australia with a midnight snack with Kathy. Now she's having a midnight snack when we're having our morning coffee. So we do appreciate you coming, Rita, honestly. Ellen from Delaware, and she loves the snowflakes. Awesome. Linda Lombardo, my Michigander buddy, is here. Are you? Oh, Patty Hawkins asked, am I sewing on a featherweight machine? Actually, Patty, it is not. It is a Singer 301. It is the big sister to the featherweight, basically. That's what a lot of people call it. And I absolutely love this machine for ruler quilting. My husband purchased this machine, asked me if I wanted to try it, and he never got it back. Oh, so, Julia, good afternoon from the UK. So good to see you. And Sherry's here from Texas. Marcy is also here from Texas. Texas is a big state, but I'm sure you guys know each other, right? Just kidding. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a look. Our snowflakes come in sets or individual, any way you want to buy them. This is Fex Snowflake number 1 and 2. Or if you want, you can buy all 8 in one set, which is what I did here. Now, can you tell from this that I use these templates a lot? My poor little bag to keep my templates in here is really beat up. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pull all my templates out here and let's take a look at some of the shapes that we have. And each snowflake has 2 sizes, which is really convenient because when we're designing, it's so much better to have 2 things, 2 sizes to pick from. It allows us to put one inside of the other and so forth. This one is the diamond. I call it the diamond. And what is unique about the snowflake templates is that it has all of these lines so that we can make our templates, our rotations, 5.5 inches, 7.5, 9.5, or 11.5. And it also gives us 30-degree, 45-degree, 60-degree lines to work off of. So that works really well. And as you can see, I do use arrows on mine often. So that is the diamond. Here, this is a fun one. This looks like a lollipop. I love it. You know, how long does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? I don't know. But I think of that every time I look at that template. Isn't it funny? I have got a strange mind, guys. And this reminds me kind of an oval, a little bit oval, but it does have kind of sharp point at the top. Again, beautiful templates. Obviously, I was using this to do something. I've got a lot of marks on it. As I said before, my snowflake templates get a lot of use and it shows. And isn't this pretty? Looks like a petal, looks like a flower petal. And the other thing I've noticed is Manischewitz. I need to clean my templates too. They are a mess. But you know what? They're loved, and that's what makes it so great. Now, what we have is we have these gates that go into our templates. And what I want to show you is that these gates are different sizes, and each gate is marked right here. Let me show you so you can see better. There we go. Right here. For example, this is an 11.5 inch gate. So it's going to be really tiny. But what's going to happen when we put this one in is our foot is going to come down here to the 11.5 inch measurement, which means our design from edge to edge, now not the template, but the design is going to be 11.5 inches wide. Then here I've got the 9.5 in, and it comes out the same way, really easy. There we go. and set it in there, and now we have a 9.5-inch design. We also have a 7.5, and let me see if I got one of those. Here we go. This one is a 7.5 right here. And then we have a 5.5, and this one goes all the way up to here. Okay, so we're going to show you a little bit about how these templates work in different widths also. So I'm going to go ahead and set all this aside and show you one more thing. And the one more thing is an edge-to-edge snowflake keys. Now this is 8 designs, or I'm sorry, 8 pieces. They're all long. So basically what we're doing is we're just using this portion of the design. We're not worrying about how far up and down this goes. Okay? And that is going to give us a fill design, which is really nice. We're going to try and get to that today. There are 8 keys in this set, and it's really a really good value. So I went ahead and I did put up the code so that, or the link, I'm sorry, to the a link to the templates. So let's come back and see where we are now. Okay, Susie McCabe-Lavita Fowler is here from San Antonio. Uh, okay, I guess I need to come down a little bit. Right. Thank you, Kendra. Julia's here from the UK. Good afternoon, Julia, and Sherry from Texas. Awesome. Okay. Kendra asks, can I ask if you can show the piece you will be quilting on? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. This is the piece I will be quilting on. Now, what this is this was, it was a queen size, I think, quilt. It was a Quiltworks quilt called Blue Lagoon. And I knew that this quilt was never going to get quilted because of some extenuating circumstances with it. So what I did, Kendra, is I went ahead and cut it up so we can use it as quilt squares to demonstrate on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew the blocks together, cattywampus. They're not going to go together in any particular order. And it will be a great quilt for the dogs. So they're gonna get it when it's all done. So that's the little bit of story behind there. So this is the quilt squares I've been working on now for a little while. Patsy's here from New Mexico. Good morning, Patsy. Um, okay. Okay, Lisa's here from Sugarland. Oh, so good to see you guys. Let's go ahead and get started. First off, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get some light on the subject. All right, let's get you all set up. And let's do this. Let's pull out the first 2 templates. Those 2 just happen to be on top. I have some options here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to put my foot down and bring my bobbin thread up. There we go. And set my foot back down. Needle in. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to show you how these fit one inside of the other. So what I've got here is a 9.5 on this one. And I've got an 11.5 on this one. What I want to do, and these are all my little gates, guys. These are all my little keys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a 5.5 and a Oh my goodness, I thought I had two 5.5s. Okay, I have two 7.5s here. How come I only have one 5.5? Oh, I know why, because it's on a different template. All right. So I'm going to take the 5.5 off of here. I don't keep them all in here. I keep a lot of them. I keep my extras in here. And I'll tell you what, I have probably lost more than one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take these out and put this in here. I should have a little container. I think that's what I'll do after we're done. I'll look for a little container and we'll put that there. Oh, maybe not just in there. And there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna get two 5.5s. Now what you're gonna notice is on the 5.5s, I do have two pieces of tape to hold it in. Okay, and that is to keep the template from breaking. There we go. Now I'm going to have to, there's my 5.5, and I'm going to have to get some tape. And right now I'm just going to use Scotch tape. I'll go ahead and put my arcade tape on it a little later. Good morning, Randy from Oklahoma. So good to see you. Okay, Jan did not get the link. Let's go ahead and post again. What is happening with the links? If you are on Facebook, for some reason, it is not, um, it's not posting on Facebook. Oh, well, now it's telling me it is. I don't understand, but I posted it again. So hopefully y'all get that link. Okay, I am going to do things this way because it's easier. Okay, put it down, pull my thread up. And what I'm going to do with this one is I am going to stitch a motif inside of a motif. Okay, so we can see what it looks like. And what I'm going to do is I am going to start over here. I'm going to pretend this is my number one. I'm going to start with my smaller template. And where did my, there it is. Well, get that thread out of there. Boy, that's a long thread. I am famous for long threads, aren't I? Okay, there we go. Take my one stitch in place. This is the area you have to be careful. This, remember I say falling off cliffs? This is a beautiful example of how you can fall off a cliff. So what I want you to do when you're going through there is I want you to slow down, take your time, make your stitches a little bit smaller. There we go. And come around. What that's going to do is it's going to make that turn look a lot smoother. Here we're up at a point. We're going to take one extra stitch before we move on, and off we go. Isn't that a beautiful shape? Here we go with the cliff again. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. And back to bottom. Now, one thing I'm not going to do, okay, and you'll understand, I'm not going to switch my template every rotation. Okay? That to me just makes a mess. It makes it more difficult, and we don't need to make our lives any more difficult than they already are. So I'm going to go ahead and move my template over to the next line, and this would be line number 2. Careful going around that cliff. And you'll see how these two motifs are holding hands. I think that's the best way to describe this. keep those stitch length a little bit shorter because we are working on a curvy design here, curvy shape. And there we go. And we're going to stop back in the center. Let's do another one. And there we are. We want to line up our vertical line right here, making sure. There we go. Awesome. Don't forget, before you get started, and I like to do this in the morning, when I come into my sewing room, I like to polish my table, and that includes my glider. Of course, with this old machine that I have, I also need to oil it. I like to change my needle. I change it almost daily because I do stitch a lot every day. You definitely always want a nice sharp needle and a clean machine and one that's well maintained. The better you maintain a machine, the more years of good service you're going to get out of it. Now, our new machines don't need to be oiled like this old vintage machine that I use. However, they really do. And when we send our machines off for its yearly checkup, so to speak, that's when all of that occurs. So even though they tell us don't oil your machines, we are letting the technicians do it. There we go. And I'm going to stop right here. Mm, I did not mean to do that. I wanted to put my needle down and my foot up. Oh, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the gate out. Pull that straight up. And I'm just going to set that there. Next, I'm going to take the larger size. I'm going to go ahead and snip off this thread too. Okay. And we'll take the gate out carefully. There we go. And put that on and shape that gate back down. There we are. Now, because we have the same size gate in here, what you're going to notice is the outside of this is going to end at the same place, but the inside is not. And the reason why that is because we have a 5.5 inch finished design using this particular gate, which means that the outside of this design, this of course is half of it, the outside of this design will be 5.5 inches. And so the because this side is bigger, it has to go somewhere and it can't go outside of it towards the perimeter because then it won't be a 5.5 inch design. It'll be bigger than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to make one rotation here to show you the difference. If I were to do this as a design element, I probably would keep it at 4 rotations because you can see how much of the previous design this eats up. I guess is what the best way to describe it. And we're going to make one more. There we go. And now we're going to come back to center. There we go. And we're going to take our time going over this flip. and back to center. Doesn't that look nice? I really like that. Let's just set this out here and just do one of them, okay? Let's do it on this one because that one's going to take a little bit of doing with that seam allowance there. Okay, I am going to oh, Jan, you're right. Hang on, let me get the right one. Let me get the right one. You're absolutely right. I did another one after I did the snowflakes. Okay, here we go, Jan. I am pasting it now. There is the snowflake template. I apologize. Okay. Good morning, Suzanne. Good to see you this morning. All right. Yeah, I got the wrong one. Let me go ahead and delete that wrong one out of here. And one more. Okay. So if you look at the very beginning of the StreamYard chat, you'll notice that we have the correct template, and I just posted the correct template. For some reason, this is not posting in Facebook. I don't understand it. It just yeah, Deb, it is early. It just for some reason likes to give us fits over Facebook. So I will try it again in a couple of minutes to get it into Facebook. So we are good, I believe now. If not, please let me know, okay? All righty. This is my big template. And this one, we're just going to do a large one with a small one inside of it so you can see just what that looks like. Here we go. This is why we're using these blocks that I cut up from a quilt, because I want you to understand how we're going to go over these seam allowances when they're just a little bit bigger. And what I am doing is I am just loosening my foot and allowing my foot now to sit on top of where this seam allowance comes together. The reason that I'm doing that is because if I lift my foot too high, it's going to give us skipped stitches. And if I keep my foot too low, I'm going to have to really, really heave on this fabric to get that foot over it. And I don't want either of those two scenarios. So just loosening my foot allows my foot to come up and still kiss the top of the fabric. Then I tighten it up a little bit. Not, I don't tighten it real tight. I'm going to slowly go across that large seam allowance. There we go. Slowly. Okay, now I am safely over that seam allowance. I am going to loosen and reset my foot. And I'm going to stitch off into the other direction. Most of my seams, what you're going to notice is I don't have to adjust my foot height for the majority of my seams. And the reason why I don't is because I press them, and I do press them with steam. I have a spray bottle that I use, and I spray the fabric and then put a hot iron down on them. So that's the way I make steam as a rule. However, if you want to use steam on your in your iron, that's absolutely fine. The reason I tend not to as much as possible is because I live in an area where our water is full of iron ore. And so what that does is that will cause a lot of buildup inside of the iron where I live. And I don't like getting black marks on my quilts because of the iron content in the water. So, I will do it that way. When I do press a quilt, I press it, I don't iron it. This is ironing. This is not what we wanna do. This will skew your fabric. Your fabric will shift and go all over the place. Pressing will keep everything nice and flat. And then when I press, I use what's called a tailor's clapper. And the tailor's clapper will flatten those seams way, way down. Okay? And I keep the tailor's clapper on there until my fabric has cooled off. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead now and we're going to put the smaller of the two in here. Oh, good grief. Okay, there we go. Now remember, the top of this should come right on top of the previous rotation. Here's that big old tough seam we had before. You'll notice I don't have to do any adjustments this time because I'm stitching right over that area that I stitched last time, and it has compressed that seam allowance for me, so I don't have to worry. And here we go. That is stitching one motif inside of the other. And I'm going to go ahead and take this off and show it to you from the back. There we go. There. Okay. And this is how it looks. Um, I like the look. It's not one that I would use on a regular basis. This, however, I absolutely love. They do cross over each other, but the crossover is not obtrusive at all, not at all. Good morning, Marlene. Welcome from Virginia, and Judy is here from Wisconsin. Welcome, Judy. Nice to see you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some more shapes stitched in here. And we'll go ahead and do some right here. And let's go ahead and I'm going to set these aside. You do want to be somewhat careful with these templates because if you don't keep the gates in them, if you drop them, they can break, I think, rather easily if you drop them. Okay. I had this happen yesterday, actually, not with my snowflakes, but with a different template. And we have to be somewhat careful with these. We really do. All of our templates, not just the snowflakes, but all of them. So let's go ahead and look at the diamond next. And here is the smaller diamond, and here is the larger diamond. So I'm going to go ahead, take some gates out, and let's do these at 7.5 inches. Now, what you're going to notice is I have some, oh, wow, that was convenient. I do have some arrows on here. And why those arrows are on there is because what I did was I did not have the full length down there. So I just stopped a little earlier and went back up. That's all. Easy. And we can easily do that. Here's some tape. I'm just going to put some tape on here. Okay. And there we go. These are both going to be set 7.5 inches. Now, what's going to happen is the same thing that happened with the other one. We're going to have the top of our template is going to come to the same point up here. What's going to happen is our motif is going to come down further closer to the center of the template. Okay, so let's go ahead and check this one out. Alrighty. There we go. Didn't want to come through there quite so well. All right. And pull it open and get that out there. And we'll do the large one first. You know, for the value you get off of you getting the individual sets, the set of two or the set of eight, I prefer the set of eight because I find that it's just a better value. Once I had one set, I wanted them all because I saw the diversity in them. There we go. Little bit of caffeine. Okay, I need a lot. All right, gonna take that first stitch in place. Now, this is a straight template. So if you want to make your stitches a little bigger than you do when you're making a round template, feel free. Now, I will tell you though, and this can go down a little, what I have found over time, I always used to stitch larger stitches. And when I started, I was a free motion stitcher. And when I started doing ruler quilting, and I realized that we needed to shorten up our stitches to do round areas or curves, I found I like the look of the little bit shorter stitches on everything. So I have stuck to it, and I love the look. So find the look that you think is best for your work, the one that you like. We are all different. We do not all need to do things exactly the same. We can do things the way that we like. And that is how it should happen. Okay, so pull that up. There we go. And we're going to get this side up, I think. Well, this is why I don't normally use Scotch tape, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and take that one off. And now we're going to get the bottom. The arcade tape works so much better. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and take that out and get rid of that. Okay. So what I've done here is there's our diamond. Isn't that a cool look? You know what I like about that diamond is modern quilts. I am thinking for a modern quilt, that would be absolutely awesome. Very clean, very easy, and there we go. Put my little tab on there. I should have done that in the first place. Okay. And then we're going to come here and get this one. And I'm going to put a little tab on there too. So when we take it off, next time it won't be so difficult. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and put this one on. And I will come all the way up Boy, am I a butterfingers this morning. There we go. I knew I could do it. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. And I'm not so sure it's absolutely necessary to put two pieces of tape on here. It's just the way I do it. So if you find you don't need to, don't. It's okay. It really is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up. This one is my favorite to put the two sizes together. And we're going to come out here, take that one stitch in place, and come back here, and back to center. There we go. Now, let's take a look at how we can make this design work out coming from this point forward, okay? We have got 7.5 inches. I'm going to go ahead and take these off. Sometimes I think this Scotch tape is more. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Lisa says she loves the look here. I do too. These are fun, fun templates to work with. All right, so hello, get off of there. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to start and end this at 11.5 inches. I've got myself lined up there. I'm going to line up here. Now we're going to come up and we're going to put another diamond. And this diamond is going to link with the diamond below. Okay, and here I've got kind of a thick seam allowance. So you see what I do. Now, if you're working with a modern machine, chances are your machine's going to do this for you. You won't need to adjust it like I do. But it's important if you're working with one of the older machines, which I think more and more of us are doing these days. It's important to know how to go ahead and make these little adjustments work for us. And now coming over on this side, it wasn't a problem. So here we go. We're going to now come back to center. Okay, just wanted to double check, make sure I wasn't out of frame here for y'all. We're going to, this is a long one we're going to stitch here. Back to center. There we go. And now I'm going to put the small one in. And again, I'm going to put it at 11.5. Line myself up. And wouldn't this look awesome coming all the way around? And what I'd like to do here is go ahead and play with our 6-point crosshair ruler to see if we can do this design with them just grazing one another on each rotation. I think that would be so cool. Don't forget, we have the 6-point crosshair ruler. We have the 5-point crosshair ruler. We have a 24-point crosshair ruler, I believe it is. Play with the different rulers and see what you like about them. And then go for it. Use them. Okay? That's just cool. That is fun to do. Draw it out. Paper's cheap. Okay, so obviously I got off a little bit here. Okay. What this is supposed to do is exactly what you see up here. Not really sure what I did there, but I did get off. Maybe I slipped my template a little bit or something. Is that cool or what though? I'm serious. I am loving that so much. Okay, we still have two more shapes to look at. And I'm gonna move those to this side. Let's do the circles next. Okay. Okay, Linda's got a question here. And sorry if you already talked about this, but does the AP set just for the gates and then you have to purchase each shape separately? Absolutely not, Linda. If you buy the 8-piece set, you get 2 of each shape plus all of the gates that you need, okay? Let me come over here and, uh, snowplate set of 8, there we go. I'm gonna see if I can do this, okay? Okay, I'm trying to put a picture in there, but it will not allow me to do that. No, what you're going to get is you're going to get all 8 of the, snowflakes, and you're going to get enough it looks like you're going to get 2 11.5-inch, 2 9.5-inch, yep, 2 7.5-inch, and 2 5.5-inch. So, yes, you will get all of the gates that you need the, um along with the templates, okay? So it's not a separate purchase. That's the word I'm looking for. Does that answer your question, Linda? I wanna make sure that now, I have a lot of extra gates because when I first ordered these, I ordered 1 set at first, and then I did go back and ordered the 8 sets, um, the set of 8 templates. And what what I do, okay, when I do something like that, which I call a bonehead move, okay, because I just should have done it right the first time. And my husband says that. He says, "You always do that to yourself. Why don't you just get the whole thing and be done with it?" You know? So what I do with the individual sets that I get before I buy the whole set is I gift them. I gift them to one of my students or somebody who can use them. Okay, this is gonna be a long one, guys. Oh, good morning, Barb. Barb is here from Wisconsin. Linda is correct. The edge to edge set needs to be ordered separately. And that is, let me see if I can easily find that. Okay, so the edge-to-edge shape keys, there are 2, 4, 6, 8 keys in there. It's coming up. And what you can do is you can order 2 sets, a two-piece set for the diamonds, two-piece set for the circles, two-piece set for the pointed ovals, or two-piece set for the teardrops, or you can just order the 8-piece set. And this is very affordable, okay? The price on that is $21. So it is extremely affordable to be able to go ahead and virtually do a whole 'nother template with it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna come up to my center. There we go. Now I have got my 11.5 inch in. I'm going to make a suggestion. Because this is such a large template, what you can see is I'm having a difficult time holding my hands like this. I'm going to end up with cramped hands, okay? So what I would suggest is put an extra piece of stable tape right around here, and then you will be able to move your hands as you move along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch to where my hands are, then I'm going to stop with my needle down. I'm going to move my hands and continue. Okay? That's important because what you don't want is you don't want the template slipping on you. There's that cliff I talked about. Nice, even, short stitches because this is a circle. Take your time. And if you want to stitch fast, by all means, go for it. And now we're going to go over that cliff to come back. And I need to move my hands again. So there we go. You know, if you had a bunch of these, let's do it, okay? I'm just thinking here for a design. This just came into my brain. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here. I'm just going to come over a little bit. And you'll notice I'm not going up quite as high. I'm going to stop here, come back, come down just a few stitches, okay? Not a lot. Okay, come to right there and come back down. And move my hands. Come back to center and stop with my needle down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move my template again. There we go. Down just a bit and around. Stop when I hit that first rotation. Come back down. Whoops, I came off my template. Not a problem. As Kate calls it, it's a bonbon moment. And I did check with her. She does not eat all those bonbons, just so you're aware. Okay, we're gonna stop right there. So what have I got here? What I have here, okay. Oh, I guess that is cut off. So what I've been able to accomplish here, what do you all think that looks like? Hi, Jean. Okay. I don't know if I've got a translation on this, Teresa. You're right, Portia. It is balloons. It's a whole bunch of balloons. We could keep going on this one. How cute for a baby quilt, though. Okay, yeah, awesome. Teresa, I think what you're asking, and I'm not really sure, is do all of the keys come with the two-piece set? And the answer is yes. Teresa, yes. Ah, um, Teresa, you are welcome. Awesome. Okay. You know, I've never had anyone speak in French, so that's a new one on me. I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, there's a little, I mean, isn't that cute? We could do so many things with these guys. I'm serious. Okay, so that is the round ones. We haven't gotten to the curved marquise yet. So let's take a look at these guys. These are our curved marquise. I think that's what they're called. Anyway, obviously I used them. I have them marked up like crazy and they are very dirty. By the way, as long as we're talking about that, or as long as I'm mentioning that, I do not want you guys to use Windex or any cleaner like that on your tablets. These are acrylic. We need an acrylic cleaner. This is the one I use. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to um, recommend or not recommend. I'm sure there's a lot of other acrylic cleaners out there. This just happens to be the one that I find best. Okay. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Thank you. um, it will not harm your acrylic. It's alcohol free and ammonia free. Okay. And those are the two things that will eat into your acrylic templates. So you could get this, I don't know, pretty much anywhere. Patsy has that cleaner. Yeah, it's good, isn't it, Patsy? I like it. All righty. So what are we going to do with this one? Let's go ahead and come out farther so we can see. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some rotations on this one. Okay. And I'm first going to start with, let's see how far out this is going to be. Oh, that's no, we need a smaller one. We most assuredly need a smaller one. Or should I say a bigger one? It's kind of weird. It's backwards. Okay. The smaller the gate is, the bigger the design is going to be. So for me, it's backwards. Yeah, but that's okay. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab my 11.5 inch and we're going to put that one on. So, whoops. Oh, yeah, we could do that. So this is gonna come out here, it's gonna give us plenty of room to work. That's the one thing I wanted to be sure of. And then I need another 11.5 inch for the small one, or maybe not. Let's play it by ear, okay, guys? Alrighty. I don't know about you all, but I'm really enjoying this morning. I'm enjoying working with these templates. You know what? I don't use these enough. And now as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, okay, I've got a baby quilt that I have to make because my second great grandchild is on his way and it's going to be a little girl. So I've got one great grandson and now I'm going to have a great granddaughter. I'm so excited about that. And I'm thinking balloons because, of course, I do make them quilts. Okay, here we go. As a matter of fact, my grandson suggested a Hello Kitty quilt for her. So we'll go ahead and we'll try to accomplish that for him. Okay, and here we go. Again, this would be one that's good to put in the center and then back up on the top because I need to move my hands. Whoops, there we go. That was my mistake. Sorry, guys. I just kind of fell off the edge there for a second. Now, I do want to just give you a piece of advice here when I'm telling you to move your hands up and down. The reason that I say that is because this is the only place that we have total control of how we're moving our fabric and our templates. Okay. If I keep going down here, my template can move back and forth very easily. I don't have anything stabilizing it. It's the same when you're working with free motion quilting. The only place you have control is where your hands are stabilizing your fabric. And it's the same with ruler work. So that's why I kind of harp, I guess. I'm kind of like a mother and egg about it, about moving your hands. There we go. I just noticed what time it is. And we're going to come around, move my hands up, and come back down. I'm going to do one more rotation with this larger size, because I just had an idea of what I want to do with the smaller one, okay? You know, they say the best laid plans of mice and men. I had it all planned out what we were gonna do this morning. So far, we've got nothing that I planned done. But I think what we have accomplished, what we are accomplishing, is getting a real good idea of what our templates can do. And I think that's really important. I think for this venue, I think it's better than coming up with a design. There is plenty of opportunities to do designs in classes, and I do want to do some instruction on different designs. So that's the place for that. This is showing you how you can use the templates and how they work. Okay, one more. I said that one rotation ago, didn't I? I'm speeding myself up here. Slow down, coming over that cliff. Take an extra stitch at the top. Isn't that nice? I did not have to do any adjustments coming around on that rotation. That seam allowance was flat enough for me that I didn't have to do anything special. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take this guy off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our smaller one, and I don't want a 5.5 in here. The one that I just put in was the 11.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to find 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. Okay, where's my 9.5? I can't find. Okay, well, I can't find my 9.5 off the top of my real easily here. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this, and I'm going to line it up. All right. I'm going to come halfway in between. There is a 9.5. There is a 7.5. I want to do halfway between those two. So it's going to be approximately 8. And what I can do is I can just go ahead and put a sticker here. So I know when I come back, that's where I need to stop. And I'll just go ahead and do that. Now I would probably put another reference line in there. But you can see what I'm doing is I'm just centering this between the two that are already there. There we go. I'm going to move you up a little bit. There we go. Now this is the smaller. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and twist it. Again, I'm lining up this. And what you'll see is that this portion of the template just grazes those two reference lines. So it's not even necessary to come in. Now I might have it up just a little too high, so I'm going to go ahead and push it down just a bit. Don't be afraid to make adjustments as you're stitching. And you can see where this one is a little higher. There we go. And come back to center. And there. We'll do one more. Come back down. I'm lining up my foot with that arrow that I put in there. I'm looking here and you can see that it's just grazing that template. And around we're going to go. Extra stitch at the top. and back to center. And there we are. Okay, guys, I'm liking this. All right, let's go ahead and clip those threads. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn this over and look at, isn't that pretty? Oh, that is just awesome. I love it. My goodness, we've covered a lot this morning. Um, Judith is, thank you, is able to speak French to Teresa. Oh, thank you so much. Um, oh my goodness. We have covered a lot this morning. We really have. And this has been so much fun. I really, really appreciate you being here. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that this gives you some incentive to take a look at our snowflake templates and understand just how versatile they are. Well, thank you, Linda. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Um, I really appreciate you being here. You guys are awesome. You really are. So, if you are so inclined, I will go ahead and I will post. Oh, it's not going to. Okay. So, there we go. You guys are so welcome. And, where can you find the cleaner? Amazon, Gail. Amazon. Thank you, Carla. Debbie. You guys are awesome. So if you don't have any other questions, we are off. I've got another class coming up shortly. So I will see you next week. And what we're going to be doing next week, let me get my little calendar out here. Next week, we're going to start on Monday evening with the feather edge to edge designs. I'm looking forward to that. And Tuesday is up in the air right now, because I'm not sure if my artisan curves are going to be here in time. If they are, we're going to do the artisan curve iris, and if not, we're going to do the back to back. And next Wednesday morning, we're going to do the Spinifex minis. Awesome. Linda, so cool. All right. Oh, Kathy, don't worry. Watch the rerun. All right, guys. I will see you next week. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. And until we meet again, let's quilt.